Every day in the USA, people find themselves in court.
Good morning, Mr. DeBoy.
Good morning, Your Honor. How are you today?
Good, how are you?
Very well.
Welcome aboard.
Thank
All right. Okay, so let's go on the record in the matter of the state of Michigan. Oh, no, wait, we don't have an attorney for, oh, we can do the swear on. The state of Michigan versus Zachary White, 232156. And Detective Sergeant, your name for the record, please.
Your Honor, Detective Sergeant Ken Grove.
All right, please raise your right hand. Do you solemnly swear for the testimony about to give this matter to be the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth?
Yes, ma'am.
All right, thank you. And you may proceed on the warrant.
Saturday, September 30th, 2023, approximately 17:52 hours, Wyandotte officers were dispatched to 3447 16th Street in the city of Wyandotte. The caller, Taryn White, stated her ex-boyfriend or ex-husband pulled a knife on her and her sister-in-law and made threats to kill her. Officers arrived and spoke with Taryn, who stated her ex-husband, Mr. Zachary White, was sitting next door to her sister-in-law's house, blaring music. When she exited the house with her sister-in-law, Samantha exited the house, Mr. White exited his vehicle and brandished a large knife from his waistband and started waving it walking up the driveway towards them. Tara stated Zach was yelling at her and waving the knife in the air. Tara told officers that Zach White has texted her threats that he was going to kill her, and she is in fear that she is going to be harmed. Tara stated she was married to Zach for 6 years. They divorced. The divorce was final in February of this year, and they have 2 children together. Taryn stated that Zach has a drinking problem and makes threats to harm her when he is drunk. Tara showed officers and emailed copies of text messages from Zach to her, where Zach is threatening to kill her and put her under the ground. Officer spoke with Samantha, who stated the same as Tara, and she also stated Zach White pulled a large knife from the waistband and yelling at Tara and the kids while waving it in the air. Officer spoke with Jeremiah, who is Zach's brother, who is Samantha's husband, and he stated he heard the loud music, walked to the front of his house, and he saw his brother Zach exit the vehicle, approach Samantha and Tara and the kids, pulled a large knife from his waistband, holding it in the air and yelling he was going to end her and put her under the ground. Officer Barwig and Sadowski located Zachary at his residence and arrested him. They were not able to enter the house to recover the knife. Zachary was given a preliminary breath test at the police station with a result of 0.15 blood alcohol content. The text message Tara sent to the police department from Zach stated he is going to kill her. He is out for blood. He will kill her new boyfriend. She does not know what he's capable of. He will pistol whip the fuck out of her face. And if he decides to let her live, and he told her he could run, she could run, but she couldn't hide. But that won't save her life. He does have a prior domestic conviction out of Wyandotte, May 31st of 2022. It looks like the arrest was 12/30 of 20.
All right, thank you. All right. I thought the name was familiar. Upon examination completing witness that finding the offenses charged or committed, there's probable cause to believe the defendant committed those offenses. And so, Detective Sergeant, I'm just waiting for counsel to jump in here, and then we can complete the arraignment.
Sounds good, Your Honor.
Let's go off the record for a moment. Okay, and so Mr. Westmoreland, are you there? Mr. Westmoreland? Here, let's see where he's at, please. So, oh, there he is. Okay. All right, we're going to go back on the record in the matter of the state of Michigan versus Zachary White, 232156. And appearance, counsel?
Good morning, Judge. Attorney Corey Westmoreland appearing on behalf of Zachary Wick.
Okay. And Mr. Wick, your name, please.
Zachary White.
Okay. And counsel,
At this time, Judge, we are prepared to waive a formal reading. My client stands mute.
all right, the court will waive the formal reading. Sir, you do have the right to have an attorney. If you cannot afford an attorney, the court will appoint one to represent you. And in fact, you've had an opportunity to speak with an attorney today, correct? Mr.
Correct.
White? Okay. All right, and I'm going to sign the order for court appointed attorney once you have it filled out. But never mind, it is filled out, it's right in front of me. All right, I have signed that. And sir, you also understand you have the right to be presumed innocent to proven guilty beyond a reasonable doubt. You have the right to have a trial by a judge or by a jury. You also have the right to remain silent. Anything you say orally or in writing may be used against you in court. Do you understand those rights, sir?
Yes.
Okay. And the court is entering a plea of not guilty on your behalf, scheduling this matter for probable cause conference for October 12th at 9:10 a.m. And Mr. Westmoreland asked to bond.
Yes, Your Honor, I would like you to know that my client lives in Wyandotte. He is gainfully employed full-time at AJN Packaging in Taylor. He's not currently on probation or parole. He has no pending matters at this time, no history of absconding from any honorable court. And after speaking with him at length this morning, he did assure me that he would be appearing at all future court dates. I did ask him if tested today, if he would test positive or negative for any drugs or alcohol not prescribed. And he did indicate to me that he would test negative for all drugs and alcohol. He does have one prescription that he would test positive for, but he does take that as prescribed. Taking that all into account, Judge, I would just simply ask for a low bond on behalf of my client.
All right, thank you. And Detective Sergeant Grote, your name again, please, for the record.
Sergeant Ken Grote.
All right, thank you. And as to bond detective.
Your Honor, with the threatening text messages showing up at the house with the large knife, the prior domestic, we believe Mr. White is probably a threat. 75,000, 10% with an alcohol tether and no contact with the victims.
Mr. White, who do you live with?
I just live alone.
Do you and your ex-wife have any children in common?
We do.
And how old are those children?
They're about to be 12, 7, and 2.
And where do they reside?
My eldest stays with my brother, and my other 2 stay with their mom. Due to past arguments, we did arrange a third party to meet with the kids, so that way we have visitations with the kids still through a third party. So, just so me and my ex wouldn't have any arguments.
And were the children at the home? And the date of this alleged offense?
They were not at my house.
Were they at your ex-wife's house?
It was at my nephew's birthday party. The kids were not present during the incident.
Your Honor, our report reads that she was putting the kids in the car when this took place.
And does Mr. White's ex-wife, she resides at the home where the incident is alleged to have occurred, correct?
No, Your Honor, she lives in Monroe.
Oh, okay. That's why I was confusing myself. Sir, do you have any weapons at your home?
I do not. No guns, no knives.
And Sergeant Grote, who was the named victim in the domestic violence matter?
In this case, Your Honor, it is his ex-wife, Tara, and then his sister-in-law, Samantha.
I think, I'm sorry, the previous one, the one from 22.
I'm not sure. I couldn't pull that report up. It was in the old system.
Oh, okay. Mr. White, who was the named victim in that matter? Was it Taryn?
From the last one? No, that would have been my sister-in-law.
Samantha?
Yeah,
Is that yes?
yes, that would have been Samantha.
Okay. Based upon the allegations in this complaint. Well, hold on. Sir, July of 22 in Southgate. Who was the named victim in that matter?
Oh, that would have been my brother.
Will that be Samantha's husband?
Yeah. Yes, Your Honor.
Yes?
Yes, Your Honor.
All right, the court will note that the defendant has two prior assaultive incidents. Based on the nature of the charges in this matter, as well as what seems to be police contact with his own brother, his brother's wife, who is named as a victim in this matter as well. And based upon the threatening nature of the charges and the allegations therein, the court is going to indicate a $100,000 10% bond. In the event you post bond, sir, here are your bond conditions. Please listen carefully. If you do not understand something or you need me to repeat myself, please ask. You are not to have any contact with the complaining witnesses, Taryn White or Samantha White. That's phone contact, text message, email, social media, third party, anything of the like. Is that understood, sir?
Correct, understood.
All right. Is there currently a parenting time order?
I'm sorry?
Is there currently a parenting time order?
I'm supposed to have them on weekends. I've been working on weekends. So it's just kind of hearsay right now.
Hearsay? Sir, here's what I'm trying to find out. When is the last time that you had parenting time with your children?
I couldn't tell you, a couple weeks ago.
Okay. Well, Kurt, I'm not going to make any exception for you to effectuate any parenting time with the children at this point. I'm not going to negate a judgment or a court order from the Third Circuit Court or the First Circuit Court, whichever county your judgment divorce was finalized in. However, you cannot have contact with Ms. White, not even to effectuate any parenting time. I have some serious concerns for the safety of a lot of your family members, and so I'm not going to permit you any contact to effectuate parenting time. You haven't exercised parenting time in the last couple of weeks, so it's going to also not occur this weekend. You're not to enter the premises at the home on 16th, nor at the victim's home in Monroe. Which Detective Sergeant Grote, if you have the address for that, if you can please provide that to Ms. Shaw in probation. We still have Ms. White's address on 16th. We just need to be able to have that to enter into the lien. You're not to purchase or possess any alcohol or drugs that are not prescribed. You're not to have any access to any firearms or any possession of any firearms and or any other weapons or ammunition. You're required to obtain a GPS tether. So you will have a restricted area. If you enter that area, you will be arrested. There will be a zone, an exclusion zone. Any questions?
Your Honor, what about the alcohol tether? It appears she has some issues with alcohol.
Alcohol tether also.
Thank you, Your Honor.
Anything else?
No, Your Honor.
All right, thank you. Let's go on the record in the matter of the state of Michigan versus Zachary Wick, 25309. And Detective, your name for the record, please.
Zabo, Your Honor, good morning.
Good morning. Can you hear me okay?
Yes, ma'am.
Yeah, okay, please raise your right hand. Do you solemnly swear or affirm the testimony you're about to give in this matter be the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth?
Yep.
Okay, and Detective, if you may proceed on the warrant.
Thank you, Your Honor. On 3/9/2025 at approximately 9 p.m., the defendant, Zachary White, was drinking and got into an argument with his 13-year-old daughter, Layla, in which Zachary slapped her in the face or on the cheeks with an open hand. Jeremiah and Samantha were in their home's basement doing laundry when all of a sudden their daughter ran downstairs and advised them that Uncle Zachary slapped Kayla. Jeremiah and Samantha went upstairs and Jeremiah attempted to intervene. Zachary told him, which is his brother, that he was having a one-on-one talk with his daughter. Samantha got Kayla inside the house and Jeremy locked the door with Zachary outside of the home and told him to leave for the night. Zachary forced entry into the home and damaged the storm door and the inner hard door. The two brothers fought, ergo, the domestic violence won unto Jeremiah, brother and brother, who currently reside together. And prior to that, a DV on Kayla, father, daughter, with the additional note, a criminal history of a conviction for domestic violence.
All right, thank you. Upon examination, the complaining witness. Oh, I'm sorry, Detective, there's also a third offense notice?
Third offense notice, yes, Your Honor, which is a 5-year felony with that prior conviction in 2023.
All right, upon examination, complaining witness, I find that the offenses charged were committed and there's probable cause to believe defendant committed those offenses. And counsel, your appearance, please.
Yes, Your Honor. John Goldport, P. 30758, on behalf of Mr. Week.
Thank you. And Mr. Weck, your name for the record, please.
Zachary White.
White, I'm sorry. Counsel as to bond.
Your Honor, well, first of all.
I'm sorry, is the arraignment?
Your Honor, it's my understanding that there is a third offense notice, thereby making this matter, I believe, felony. However, I raise this because it appears that there are two separate victims. I'm just making this for the record, with respect to the initial charge. One being the brother of Mr. Week, and who he resides with, and second of all, his daughter, the defendant's daughter, is my understanding.
Okay.
The prior conviction was approximately 2 years ago, is that correct?
No,
Oh, I'm sorry.
April of 24.
Oh, April of 24.
I'm showing that he pled guilty to domestic violence second offense.
Oh.
The felony assault with a dangerous weapon, 2 charges, 2 counts, and another domestic violence second offense matters, those were dismissed. And then he started probation
Oh, I
April
understand.
17th of 24 with the Third Circuit Court. Would that be accurate, sir?
Sorry?
Is that accurate? You're still currently on probation?
Yes, Your Honor.
That matter was out of Southgate, is that correct, Ron?
No, why not?
Oh, I'm sorry. I know he's
The
on.
Southgate matter from July was an OWI, well, operating while visibly impaired, also while he was on probation.
Because the way I was reading it, I didn't realize that it was a domestic violence second offense that
Yes.
he was on probation for. Would
Yes.
that would mean that he had one prior to that date. That's what.
Minimum of 1 prior,
At the
correct?
minimum. That's what confused me when the only one that was cited for the third was just one offense. That's all. So with that said, Your Honor, we waive a formal reading of the charges. He would stand mute to the charges and ask that the plea of not guilty be entered.
The court will waive the formal reading. Sir, you have the right to have an afford when the court will appoint one to represent you. And in fact, you've had an opportunity to speak to an attorney today, correct?
Correct.
The court has also signed the felony court appointed attorney form. You also have the right to be presumed innocent to prove guilty beyond a reasonable doubt. You have the right to have a trial by a judge or by a jury, and you also have the right to remain silent. Anything you say orally or in writing may be used against you in court. Do you understand those rights, sir?
I do.
The court's going to enter a plea of not guilty on your behalf. Schedule this matter for probable cause conference on March 20th at 9:45 a.m. I think. Let me double check. I say May 20th, I meant March. Looks like 9:45 is a good time. Counsel as to bond.
Your Honor, the court is well aware, this is not his first involvement with the criminal justice system. He is, as you've noted, presently on probation to this court, it appears. He's also, I believe, on probation into Southgate. Is that correct, sir?
That's correct.
He is gainfully employed. He's worked at Wyandotte Industries as a machinist for approximately 10 months. He is residing, or at least was residing with his brother at the Wyandotte address. We're asking for a bond. I'm sorry. We are asking for a bond which can be reasonable under the circumstances, understanding that he is on probation, both to this court and to other matters.
Mr. White, is it? Week?
Yeah, correct.
Which one?
You said, White?
White, okay. What are the current terms of your probation at the Third Circuit Court?
I'm seeking better counseling and going with Motor City Center Pope for Lincoln Park, and for Southgate I'm with the Guidance Center. I'm in substance abuse counseling, regular, mental health counseling, and I've been going to AA meetings, and I just started this new one with the Guidance Center. Everything was going pretty well. I'd like to continue to seek help with the issues I've been having. So, yeah.
Sir, you said that you were enrolling in batterers counseling. Did you already complete that?
I'm sorry, what did you say?
Your batterers counseling, did you complete that condition?
I'm currently doing it right now.
Well, why did it take you so long to start it, sir, since you've been on probation for nearly a year?
I go every Friday at 3 o'clock.
You've been going
And,
every Friday?
I'm going for that. I'm going every Friday at 3 o'clock, and for the substance abuse counseling, I'm going every Tuesday at 5. And I have AA meetings 3 times a week at 2:30 Saturdays and Sundays and 7 p.m. on Wednesdays.
Okay, sir, when did you begin your batterers class?
Should I what?
When did you begin your batterers intervention class?
I got into that one January. I'm not sure what date.
Sir, I'm going to guess that you're not allowed to consume alcohol while you're on probation for either one of those, whether it's Third Circuit Court or 28th District Court in Southgate. Is that a good guess?
Yeah, that's correct.
Yeah. You are, with allegations of drinking again.
I know I have a problem.
Well, that seems to be pretty clear, sir, since now you are charged with a third offense, domestic violence. And now here we have your daughter and your brother as victims. Who was the victim on the other matter? From last year that you pled guilty on?
My ex-wife.
Would that be Layla's mom?
I'm sorry.
Would that be your daughter's mother?
Yeah.
Yes? Okay, and the first one you had, sir, a couple years ago, who was the victim in that one?
That would have been the person that called this time. His wife, my brother's wife. Yeah.
Your sister-in-law.
Yeah.
So let's see, we have your ex-wife, your sister-in-law, and now your brother and your daughter that have all been victimized by you. And you're currently on probation for domestic violence second offense, where, well, who was the other victim in that matter? Because there were 2 charges and one was dismissed. So who was the other victim in that matter?
That one was with my ex-wife.
I understand that, but there must have been 2 victims because there were 2 charges. So who was the other victim?
She was the only one.
Did you have 2 charges? Was your daughter the other individual that was involved that time?
No.
No. Well, it shows on his criminal history, 2 felony assault and dangerous weapons charges and 2 domestic violence charges, second offense. One of those was dismissed and both felonies were dismissed from town. So I'm trying to ascertain who the other individual would have been as the named complaining witness on that one.
Unless, Your Honor, it may have been charged 2 counts against the ex-wife, as well as the felonious assault or EFA charges. Could have been, and again, I don't know the circumstances of that, but it's possible that they may have been 2 incidents, Your Honor, or whatever.
Okay, well, here's, detective, as to bond recommendation.
Thank you, Your Honor. Unfortunately, I don't think the counseling and the drinking AA is working. I think it's more than reasonable for $5,000 cash bond each victim, so 10,000 cash. And if Mr. White posts, he is not to return to the address at 3447 16th Street. And he's to inform about his alternate living address, location, and contact number. Not to have any contact with the victims or witnesses in this matter. and not to have any additional cases, along with a GPS tether. Thank you, Your Honor.
Your Honor, we would ask for at least the opportunity to obtain a surety bond in this particular matter. I understand the total of $10,000 cash, but we'd ask that it also be cash and or surety.
You're asking for,
Rather than, I'd ask for the 5,000, 10%, allowing him to post a total of $1,000. But the recommendation was for cash only. And I'm requesting that if the court will not make it a 10% bond, then at least it would be cash or surety.
nope, no counsel. In fact, I'm considering not even allowing your client any bond. Given the fact that he's currently on bond or on probation for domestic violence second offense. Now he has 2 counts of domestic violence. Now he has a third offense notice, and he's also on probation in the 28th District Court. And in both courts that he's currently on probation for, he's not allowed to consume alcohol, yet he is. And now he's back here. And now we have his daughter as a victim. And now we have his brother as a victim. And so he poses a significant danger to society. And his family members, quite frankly. The court's going to order a $100,000 cash bond, no surety, no 10%. In the event you think that you would like to have treatment inpatient, sir, you can certainly request that to the Wayne County Jail.
Thank you, Your. So she's not done.
In the event bond is posted, these are the following bond conditions. You are not to have any contact at all with Jeremy White or Layla White. That's phone contact, text message, email, social media, third party, anything of the like. And let me be very clear. Even in the event you do not post bond, sir, you are not to contact them from the Wayne County Jail or from any treatment facility that you may be placed at. Is that understood?
Yes, Your Honor.
You're not to return home on 16th Street, with the exception of one time, as long as you're accompanied by police to obtain personal belongings. You are not to possess or consume any alcohol or drugs that are not prescribed. You are not to possess or have access to any firearms and or any weapons. Do you have any of those, sir, at the home?
No. No, Your Honor.
You are not to release a GPS and an alcohol tether, so that'll be 2 tethers, from the Wayne County Jail. It appears though, sir, that you cannot abstain from drinking alcohol without some additional accountability. And the court will note that you may be tethered to treatment through the Wayne County Jail upon your request. Any questions?
No, Your Honor.
Thank you.
Your
We'll see
Honor,
that.
can you also include the caller Samantha, not just Jeremiah and Lily, or Layla, but also the caller Samantha, who lives with her husband Jeremiah? Include her, no contact?
The court will include Samantha White as well.
Thank you.
Thank you. Have a good day.
Judge, you too.
Thank you too.